I won't score.
You're not.
If I score, I get to pull out at least 2 hairs.
Oh, now you said 2. Your cheer, you get 1. I probably started playing around like 6 or 7 years old. I've always been playing Madden, always.
Plenty of football-loving fathers and sons play Madden as a way of connecting. For Texans cornerback Derek Stingley Jr. and his dad Derek Sr., it goes a little deeper, considering everything football's given their family and how John Madden came into the story when the game took so much away.
Derek Stingley, wide receiver, Chicago, Illinois.
If you look at his highlights, my dad was pretty freaking good. You know, he made some big plays, and I think that he was someone that his team really counted on.
The story begins in August 1978, a preseason game between Darryl Stingley's Patriots and Coach John Madden's Raiders. Stingley went over the middle for a pass in the second quarter and was hit hard by Oakland's Jack Tatum.
I recall going to the game, and I kept waiting for him to get up, but he never moved.
The Patriots would leave town that night with Stingley still in the hospital, but the other team's coach didn't want him to be alone.
John wanted to see Darryl, so he talked his way in to the operating room. He had to wear scrubs in.
When I walked in there and I saw him, it hurts to think about it. Coach Madden catched Darryl's hand and he said, "Buddy, it's gonna be all right."
But Stingley would never walk again. The injury rendered him a quadriplegic. Still, as his hospital stay in Oakland turned into weeks and then months, Madden kept visiting the hospital. After practices, after games, no media, no entourage, just John.
Before we knew it, he became like family because of him always being there. There was times when no one was there, but John Madden showed up.
They rented me a car. His wife took me shopping and bought me clothes. And I slept over, and I'll never forget that experience with him.
This is how he behaved in crisis. He tried to make Darryl's life as good as it could be, and he tried to be there as like a surrogate family member for the Stingleys.
Stingley eventually returned to his hometown of Chicago, where Madden would continue to visit him over the years, doing whatever he could to keep him part of the NFL family.
Please give a warm New England welcome. Number 84, wide receiver, John Stanley.
There's always hope. It's just heartwarming to know that people really care much about you, you know, when they really don't have to.
Darryl Stingley died in 2007 at the age of 55. John Madden died 2 years ago at 85. But the connection between their families lives on. 2 weeks ago, their sons met for the very first time.
Hi, Mike Madden.
Hey, Derek Stingley.
Nice to see you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to see you. Thanks for coming out.
Oh, man, it's a pleasure. Thanks for having me here.
Yeah.
God, your voice sounds like your dad's voice.
So this is where Dad spent all his time.
To get a chance to meet Mike and to hear the stories, I can say he'd be one of my best friends. I speak for my family when I say I appreciate what your dad did for my dad, for giving him that time and that comfort in his life that he most definitely needed. So that's huge.
That was who he was as a human being. You know, he loved your dad, and he made his presence felt, you know, where it was needed.
It's great to see you. This was good for me. Thank you.
And as for Darryl Stingley's grandson, he's given his family plenty to be grateful for on this Thanksgiving. Thriving on the field for the surprising Texans, keeping alive his family's football legacy. Rooted in the love of the game shared by his grandfather Darryl and his friend John Madden.
We're still a football family. We still love football. It brings relationships. It takes you places. There's so much good that comes from the sport. And for our families to be intertwined, that's another good thing that came from it.
Just when you thought you heard every